More than a more than a dot.
Welcome to More Than That podcast. I'm your host, Lou Mobe. I'm joined by the coolest guy on earth, Dre Moore.
What's up, y'all?
And I got my guy here too.
It's good, guys.
30 for 30 Earn in the building.
Yeah, you gonna put his government out there one day so they could find him.
No. We go back to middle school, so we here.
Alcorn days.
Yeah, Amaya. When did you start going to school with us? What grade?
I think I came to Alcorn maybe like 6th grade.
That sound about right.
Yeah.
Yo, it was a story, and I'm mad.
I always lived there, but we was in school in Southwest, and I came to Alcorn in 6th grade.
I remember it.
What's the story?
Remember when you were saying when we was doing the episode about the roaches, and you was like the roach was crawling out, and y'all had to free the roach out the young boy air, and you said, I remember that.
That happened in middle school though. He might have been in a different class, but
I don't think me and Lou was ever in the same class.
No, you was always in class with Hug, and I was never in class with Hug. I was in class with like Nelson and
other guys. You was in 400, right? I was in 300, I think.
I had Miss Cooper. Who you had? They was all black.
The light skinned lady, I can't remember her name.
It was like 3 black 8th grade teachers, right? Yeah.
The light skinned lady, I can't remember.
Y'all only seen each other at award shows.
And at recess.
And then passing, stuff like that.
Yeah, but he was another like cool collective. Like Ern ain't really like when we would do like class versus class sports. Like Ern ain't really like playing stuff. You know what I mean?
Like I'm chilling.
It is crazy because like to be like how much of a fan of like all sports Ern is crazy. But like I got there like participating. He got there just.
I'm going through the motions.
I participated, bro. I just ain't loud and as aggressive as everybody else, but
yeah, you know what's mad funny? Like, so like, like I came to Southern at SEPTA because Ern was already there. So like I went to Southern. Everybody assumes that like Ern started after me or started when I started or like, and Ern there for 3 years before I got there.
Wow.
But it's like, but like I'm so like social. You know what I'm saying? So like people will see me like, and like they talk to me and like I talk back to them. Not that Ern don't talk back to people, but they just see me. So they just associate it like when I started is when he started.
Facts. People
like
really be surprised. Like, damn, y'all ain't started the same time. Nah, bro.
That's crazy.
Me and you been co-workers 3 years before.
Before I got here. This mad wild. That's just Ern.
Yeah.
Ern used to go to Mill, get his cut from Mill too.
Yeah.
Facts.
That was like our real bridge because then once we was in the complex more because Mill was messing with somebody in there. And me and Mar, I would always be with Mar, and we would, you start seeing him more. He wasn't just somebody from school. It became like, oh, he get cuts by your pop, and
True.
He lived behind these gates. I remember when that wasn't even a complex. I remember we used to climb them gates and go in there and find little snakes, and all because it was like a big like just all grass.
Yeah.
So like he lived like it was exclusive. We looked at it like, damn, that was like nice. Now I don't even know if that's how it looks. Like it's just all right apartments in that neighborhood,
Right. So I remember when it was the dirt lot.
I remember it was just grass. We used to hop the fence and go get snakes and grasshoppers out of there, like boy stuff. Throw rocks, bust each other outside the head. You know what I'm saying?
And I think we moved there when it first opened.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we moved there like 9-5. I was like 5.
That's crazy.
5, 6. I'm pretty sure we moved there when it just opened.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The history of the complex, Grace Ferry.
But yeah, guys, we gonna jump into it.
Jump into it.
You know what I'm saying? So it was this video with this guy. Well, it was like I don't think he was riding a bike. I think it was like a voiceover.
Yeah.
And he was saying, what's the benefits of men getting married? Like basically like men shouldn't get married. Was saying like, if your wife go out and cheat or do whatever and she leave you, she gonna get the alimony, the spousal support, she gonna leave with half your money. Like what does a man actually get?
Right, I might be mad at me, bro.
From being married?
I agree with Cuz.
Go ahead.
I agree because I don't. What's the point? What's the if we gonna be together and I love you and why we need the government to verify to why we don't need that. I love you, you love me. Let's exist. We don't need the government or a piece of paper to verify
What about
that.
when you die or something?
What about it?
Then what about what happens to your stuff?
You get it's called a will and
Yeah,
a
just
living
gonna write it
will.
in your will.
Hey, you take care of yourself. As long as you take care of everything that needs to be taken care of.
Just titles.
Right. Because what if you die and your mom want this and your wife want this? And your wife that trumps everything, right? It's her decisions.
Yeah, sure.
Now your mom and your wife beefing. I know my son wouldn't want that. I don't care what that was my husband and it's my decision. Now your wife beefing.
You got to outline.
They're gonna beef way more over it than just that.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. It was already out. It was already smoked.
Right. So
And now he ain't here.
as our resident married person, how do you feel about that?
No, all right, just being logical and just typical man brain. Everything that he's saying from a business standpoint and like a financial standpoint, he's right. Like the liability is on the man to take in the woman in marriage, because like you said, the divorce, the child support, alimony. You know, you have a lot more to lose as a man, right? Me being a hopeless romantic, me wanting companionship, me wanting the family structure, I just went with that because that was the formal way of doing it. Now I could, I talk to Quaz every day. Quaz single, bachelor, 35, played in the league, and he says it all
And
the time.
happy.
He like not. I don't know.
Hell no.
I don't know how happy, but
That's what it sound like.
but he said he ain't got no kids, no nothing. So it's like he was just saying like he don't see the benefits of marriage a lot. And he funny because like he goes as deep as like he always flirts with the idea of like marrying like a foreigner and stuff like that. You
Right.
know, because like how
I mean, marriage is a business thing. Like once everything that goes outside of the sacredness of y'all vows, the ceremony, putting them rings on one another, outside of all of that, everything else that goes into marriage is totally
I'm about to say,
business.
can I ask a
related.
question, Lou?
Mhm.
So what is the benefit?
I wouldn't have the answer for you.
Your wife feeling secure?
No, I don't.
That's not a
I-
benefit for you. That's for her.
Yeah, I don't know if that's like what made me do it. I think I know I was always going to be married. Like I knew that my whole life. Like I knew I was going to go to college. Like it's just some things how I seen this going, and I wanted the family. You know, I'm big on family. That's why the show even exists. I'm big on family. I was raised by a married couple.
So you need that ring to have a family?
The family I want has the ring. I wasn't.
So
gonna
if
be
you
making-
was with your wife, same
Mm-hmm.
same kids, it would feel different if y'all wasn't married?
I think the stakes got higher being married. I think like the things that we accomplished in the 6 years we've been together have changed and progressively got bigger as time went on and us getting married. I think you put your money where your mouth is when you like, I'm willing to like get down.
And
on
I'm
one
fully
knee.
invested.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
think
you
I
think.
think you carry it a different way.
I agree with
You
that.
know, like that's it puts the commitment where your mouth is. Now, all these ball players getting, half and all that. Like I ain't even wealthy enough to be like, if you took half, it would just be like half of what? Like it's not.
Right.
You want half of the student loan debt? I owe 103 to Great Lakes. You know what I mean? Like you want that? You want half so bad, you can go get some of this debt off of me. But the problem is like I'm not rich, so I don't feel this threat of like losing all my wealth. Like I ain't really experienced great wealth yet.
Don't you think it's worse for people that's not rich though?
Is it?
Yeah,
You think
because
your thought process would be different if you made $500 a year?
Maybe I would feel.
like losing half of your 100 can't be worse than losing half of your 500. I mean, it's
But it
worse.
is.
It is
It is.
worse.
I
That's
think
what I'm saying.
it
Losing
is.
half of your 100 is worse than losing half of your 500.
No, you think with less money?
Yeah.
Like we've been broke our whole lives. We've been poor our whole lives.
Bro, if you got to go back to 50,000, like what you gonna do? If you go back
All right,
to
and we-
250, you still can make something shake.
Listen, 50 and I'm a single man, or 50 and I got my kids part time, versus 100 when I got the kids and the wife, 100% of the time.
I'm just saying if you lose, like I
Bro,
think
we
it's
just
worse.
survived on lefts, bro. You met me, bro. I was sleeping in the basement with leaking water in there, sewage backing up.
I understand that, but
Like-
what I'm
like,
saying,
I'm a whole different.
What I'm saying is, listen,
thing.
this is what I'm saying.
Bro,
Just
and
on,
I'm
just,
not going back to that.
but just on the just on the how right, but even that, just on the how much money thing. If we talking the money thing, it gotta go be different going the other way because like if you got your 100 now, say you got your 120, and now you gotta give up 60, and you gotta go back to 60. You hurt, right?
That's a negative.
Your man Bezos gave up B's,
Yeah,
and he living, still
yeah,
living.
but imagine like.
But that's, when you got the money, I could give up that. You could take that and leave. If you don't got the cheese and you take half my cheese now, like you way more invested in your wife than the person with money is, bro. Way more.
Probably.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And that's the point I'm trying to
I
make.
would agree with that.
Yeah.
because it's much more personal. I think like if I was already wealthy and then I was finding a wife or she
Yeah.
had build it with me, it would be definitely like insert name here, kind of like we talked about the other episode. Like I don't know if I feel that way.
Like these, like you gotta like some of them check like even what's the young boy Horn PJ Washington. He got married to what's the first girl? Brittany Renner. She divorced him, got her whatever her bread, took the kid, whatever. He just got married to another chick.
He goofy.
He is drawling, but what I'm saying is his bread's still cool.
Facts.
He's still living. He's still doing what he's doing. If I gotta give you half of my bean, I'm hurt bad. So like the will and the want to make it work in your situation is way greater, bro. It's way greater than like if I had money.
I think you're hitting on something pretty good right there.
Like
Yeah, I mean, like I said, in logical man brain, it's not a lot of it's you acquire all the risks. That's a fact. You know, but like I think I've accomplished more together than I was accomplishing separate. And I think I accomplished a great deal by myself.
But I think you could still. My point is, you could still accomplish those things without that piece of paper.
Yeah. And I can't disagree with that because you said in your scenario, you said y'all have the same relationship.
Right.
Y'all have the same
do.
relationship, y'all just not married. I don't think that changes nothing. I just, like I said, I just put my money where my mouth is and built that trust.
And,
you know what I mean? That was my approach.
To me, that sounds like morals. You feel like morally you did the right thing
Yeah,
and married your girl.
I do believe in all the stuff that you guys bring up about like child support with the government don't need to be involved in the contract and it's a business mindset, you know. But the reality is, bro, one thing that I had to realize when I was dating my wife is that all women say it or don't say it, they're attracted to security. And then when we hear security, we think money. And then depending on what kind of man you is, you like, oh, you looking for a ride or you a gold digger or you know, like most women are attracted to security.
right.
You know, so and I had to learn that you shouldn't be offended by that. You shouldn't be offended by a woman saying she feels secure with you. You know what I mean? Instead of like, oh, she here for my paper and you got on guard. But the reality is she attracted to somebody that got themselves together. She didn't want the person that didn't have themselves together. Now, if you start going into this hypothetical some more and you like, well, I need you to love me when I ain't, you know, you start doing that type of thing, then the conversation is going to get different. But it's actually, I think it's a compliment when somebody's like, you know, I look for stability in a man and I'm attracted to you. Like, that's a compliment. Yeah. That's not a, like where I come from, they be like, oh, she you know, she using you. You know, it's all this negative. My mom married my pop for security. He's 25 years older than her. That was the first thing. Security, gentleman, romance. You know what I mean? There were things. You know what I mean? So
yeah, marriage is just the all in. It's the all in validation.
It's the legal.
Even if you take the legal thing out of it, it's just I'm fully committed.
Right.
I'm all in because I'm putting my eggs all in that basket. If this goes left, then you know, basket destroyed. But you putting everything. And
as a man, you need,
that's what it is.
I think it's a false sense of security.
How
because just because my eggs in that basket now don't mean they gotta stay in that basket.
I mean, you can get divorced, but she gonna have something when she leave.
Do you ever see yourself getting married?
Yeah.
How about yourself?
Yeah.
Is it on my list though? No. I would get married if the girl I love and am committed to wants to get married, but that's not something I'm chasing.
You wanna hear something that's gonna be crazy to y'all? Like I just tried to ease us into it with the security thing. We're the only out of the two sexes that love unconditionally. You see how you led with the person I love?
Yeah.
Women don't do that. That's not a woman thing. Like I said, they lead with security, safe. He provided. That's what's going to make them commit ultimately. We're leading with all this unconditional love. That vows and stuff might really be for us after we had that episode. Like when I think about it, for broke or for sick and
Right,
health
yeah,
and all
yeah.
that, like that really might be for us because we the only ones that really love unconditionally. Like no matter what nobody say, if the house is burning down, my wife gonna go for them kids first. She ain't gonna worry about me. You know what I mean? And it's always gonna be like that. And I don't even know if I would want it to be different. But we're the only ones that love and have our mind on it like that. There is more of a need and stuff like that. So that's how I've been experiencing it, and how I've been seeing it. Like I love unconditionally. I would love you in the box. I would love you under a bridge.
So you don't think that there's women out here that's like that?
I think that's the few, and I think we see that more from where we come from. But once you start getting out here where people have careers and really like building families, you see that less. You see,
I think I agree with Lou with that. Cause say y'all was in the box together, if somebody pull up in the Benz and offer her a ride, she gonna go.
it also goes to like the conversation you was having about like the chicks got to get their heart broke and then be smarter and stuff. Like
Right.
like when you come from more put together families, your view on what relationships and like what a man can do is higher. When you come from
Well,
our
yeah. I
environments-
mean, I've heard that like my mom and dad like used to like argue and like before and like like one time they was getting this like some real bad argument about something. I can't remember how it even started. All I remember is my dad saying, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have had this house." And my mom reply was, "Well, you thought I was gonna be with somebody that couldn't do nothing for me?"
Right, it might not be this house, but it'll be a house.
Like,
but
but essentially, it was just like
That's what I'm
that
saying.
was what it was in a nutshell. Like, you can put on this macho flex, like I did X, Y, and Z, which is cool. You can flex and say, "Man, I took you from the apartment and put you over here." You think I would just be with somebody else that was, you get what I'm saying? Like you can't beat on your chest and say, "Oh, I put you up," and stuff, like, cause somebody else, somewhere else is going to do that too.
Right.
And that's just what it'll be.
When women say something like, you ever like be in a situation where y'all splitting the bills, right? Say we going 50-50. And your lady says one day, like I don't know why I'm paying 50-50. Like, you got to pay rent anyway, right? Like, what would be your take on that? Because in one way, she kind of right. Like, you going to pay your living expense one way or not. But I always would be like, like it's accountability on you that you got to pay your way too. But
it's right. It's also different because like if it's just me, the space is smaller. The tab is different. So if the space is larger, then that's like a mute point. You can't really say that.
But you heard women say that before, though, right? Or you heard that argument before where they be like you got to pay for this stuff anyway. You're gonna pay for your own water anyway. Why do I have to partake in that?
And I've
I mean,
heard
I've
men make
never
that
had-
right.
yeah.
I've heard that argument the other way with the child support and
Right, yeah,
you
that
gotta
way.
take care. You gotta eat it because women will use, "Oh, but your kid live in this house and your kid need to eat and your kid need these lights." And I've heard men make the argument, "Well, you
would
needed
have
the
to
lights
pay the lights
anyway.
anyway, right.
You had to eat anyway. You had to live somewhere." So I never heard it the other
I
way.
never heard like a woman say it to like a man, but I've heard it the
Right.
way he's talking about. Speaking on it.
Right.
But
What else you got for us?
do you know where that lady was at with the daycare worker?
I don't know what state it was in. We can talk about it.
So there was a video going around with a lady that worked at a daycare, and she was basically burning a child's hand on a bottle warmer for about 2.5 hours.
Not 2.5 minutes.
Oh, 2.5 minutes. My bad.
Yeah.
Not 2.5 hours. 2.5 minutes. And the video is recorded on camera. And what would you like as a parent who, like we trust our kids to be in daycares and be in these settings when we have to go work or do whatever, like.
And further context to it, they tried to say that she had mental health. She had mental health issues.
You know how you is in the mental
Yeah,
health.
everybody gotta pay, bro.
Everybody got to pay.
The establishment gotta pay, and then we gonna see that lady when she come outside.
Yo, I heard of this. When she come outside.
When she come out, she gotta come outside. Now,
Yeah.
I can't imagine somebody intentionally hurting my child, and that baby was a baby.
Baby,
Yeah.
infant.
Can like not
Yeah.
talk,
A
not
baby.
communicate.
Yeah,
I can't imagine.
In the video,
bro.
you can see her like directing his hand, and then when he did put his hand there, she put the hand in the forcing his wrist into the bottle warmer.
But like, what would make you want to do that to a kid? Like, no matter what, like, you know, like, and that's a big overarching theme in like life. Like, and me and Aaron had this conversation all the time. If you can't do the job, don't sign up to do the job. Like no matter what it is, it could be anything in the world. If I'm driving the bus and like I'm a person and I don't want to interact with people and I don't want to pick people up, I don't need to be driving the bus.
Right.
If I'm not gonna go jump in front of a wall of gunfire and protect people, like I don't need to be a cop. Like if you can't deal with regular stuff that kids do, or even if the kid is like, cause I got a kid that's defiant and stuff like that, but he's a kid and that's a part of the job. Like you're gonna run into kids that may be defiant in this type of way. Like if you can't if you can't mentally handle the job, then you don't need to be doing the job.
It's a fact.
Like it ain't everything, not just a paycheck. Like some people are just doing it because they got a dollar amount attached to it. Like, yo, they giving out $50 an hour over there to go running, burning buildings and save people. If I'm not built for that, I'm not going to do that. People just signing up to get a check. Like this is what it is.
Like how you supposed to, as a daycare owner, like even know that the person got mental health issues? Like,
I mean, you liable though.
I was about to say,
You liable
but
regardless.
it's
of
your
you know.
responsibility
Yeah.
to do as much.
a
as you
background check
can
don't
to-
bring that up. Like, do we have access as regular people to like people who've been 302? Like, is that something like we got access to as like regular common?
No, but
Like, how would one have known?
you probably don't know, but you still liable.
Facts.
Regardless of how it goes. That's like if I go out here and I run somebody over with the bus. It might have been on me. Say I had a mental breakdown and I just said, man, I'm just gonna drive the bus through a crowd of people today, and I kill all these people on the bus.
Except his pants.
Right? They gonna sue the company's gonna pay for that, regardless of whether they knew what was going on with me. They're responsible. And I might get sued, go to jail. I'm gonna get held liable too. But the company that employed you is liable. And that's the risk you run when you're a business owner.
Right.
You're a business owner. You hire these people. This is what happened. At the end of the day, it fall back on you. That's why organizations separate themselves so fast. You see, like these athletes get to catching these cases and doing
Those
stuff.
endorsements.
Right. These endorsement
2 hours
companies.
later, such and such been released.
Right, been cut.
Such and such has
Nike
been-
don't mess with them no more. You cut bait with that because they represent you. They're employees of your company, and you're liable. So you go out here and do something crazy, they're gonna be liable as well as you. So as a daycare owner, you hire somebody, even if you don't know they got mental health
Facts.
issues, it still fall in your lap. That's you.
That's a fact.
Like you gotta eat
Go back
that.
to our conversation from the other episode. See, if mom was home with the infant at 6 months, you wouldn't be in here getting the baby hand burnt off. You feel me?
Listen, man, that's not everybody's situation. I gotta trust these daycare
We gotta
workers.
trust these strangers to raise our kids, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy, bro.
Yo, so you had sent me this other post, the post with the lady that was saying, "What if you could only have kids by by men?"
That actually wanted to marry you.
Right.
All right, so this was a woman talking to other woman, and she made this huge post. It went on for like 60 seconds. She was like talking to women. She was like, what if your only chance to reproduce is when somebody like marry you?
Right.
Which I think is kind of messed up because people be married and still end up single moms, getting divorced or the dude die and stuff. So you could become a single mom way more ways than just
Right.
you just had a fling or something.
And
right?
she was also saying like you had to actually like the person. Like, what if you only could have kids with the person if you actually like them? Like, not because of like they got money or something, of that nature. Like,
So, like, the
if
guy
I
that-
actually really genuinely liked you, not because of like what you can do for me.
Then the point is most of y'all wouldn't have kids.
Yeah, the point is, she was like, most of y'all wouldn't even have kids because
I agree with that.
She was like, the decision to keep a baby versus the decision for him to commit to you and put a ring on you is out of your control. Like, y'all don't even be roping in these men. Like, you can't even get the guy that you like to commit to you. He only want to play. You know what I mean? He only want to
Right.
have sex or whatever. So I agree with the post too. Like Ernst said, I agree with the post 100%. But I just hate that, like, we gotta tear each other down that way. But it be the truth. Sometimes I think we need to hear the
I'm about to
harsh
say
truth.
sometimes you just gotta let people know, like, listen, it definitely stink.
I mean, like, and that's like, and no, it's valid. I agree with both of y'all in that, but like, the world is so crazy, yo. Like, just like how, like, I just was talking about, like, PJ Washington, like, Shorty had a baby with him to get some bread, like, not because she liked him, not because she was gonna be with him, not because of none of that, just because, like, he got money, and I know, like, I could use this as a ticket to go get some money, like, and it's really just like a nasty thing, like, to be honest, like, or like we had them conversations about, like, it don't be your baby and shorty tell you it's your baby but it's some other boy baby, but you the better candidate, so like I'm just gonna be like, yo, it's his baby because I know he gonna take care of it.
How do y'all feel the split is right now? Like, cause like I said, I went to college and stuff, and it was like a real wave of like career women. Like the new career is like get pregnant by one of these famous people, bro. Like the show, like it's extremely popular, bro. Like it's extremely like I'm gonna be an influencer. I'm gonna date a little popping somebody. I'm gonna mess around and have a baby. Like versus like going out here like you like career people like what happened to you just aspiring to be a lawyer or a nurse or something, shorty?
It's just a fad, though.
Yeah. It's
just a fad.
It'll come and go.
This soft life.
Why y'all keep
That's what it
mentioning that?
is.
What is that?
what
People want to be taken care of. That's the soft life. When a girl says she wants to be taken care of. She
Yeah.
wants to be nurtured. She wants to be.
But she still wants some hot girl summer too and want to be nurtured? Or is it?
Yeah, that's the soft life. Doing what I want to do, and
Oh.
that's the soft life.
That wasn't. You
I
made
want
it
to do
sound a lot more
exactly.
pretty than that. you
Yeah, I
know?
want to do exactly
mean,
what
it
I
was-
want to do, and I want to be taken care of, and I want to be.
you gotta get the girl that want the soft life that don't want to have a hot girl summer attached to it.
But it's all a fad because in the real world, this world is facing like a population problem. That's because women aren't having children at the rates that they was 50 years ago. So in the real world, that's just something that's right now. In the real world, that's why the Roe versus Wade thing, that was a big thing because you taking away women's right to choose because they trying to force women to have babies because we having a population problem
For what people?
for the world.
You gotta just think about it like this, bro. Like that's like Aaron, right? Like you could think about like your childhood and think about like how it is today. So like think about all of the aunts and uncles you got.
Facts.
Think about all of the cousins you got, and then think about how many kids we have.
I was about to say how many cousins your kids got.
Right. So like how many uncles you got? Like probably a lot.
Right.
How many uncles do your kids have? One.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? But if you go back, like when I go back, like my dad got like 8 siblings. You get what I'm saying? Like my mom and then they got 5 siblings. And then they got kids. And then it's a lot more kids.
A part of me, like, if I wasn't so like financially smart, I would want to be a dad in one of them situations where I had a bunch of kids like that.
Right, but I think what was the norm then is far and few in between now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They literally preach that after you have more than 2 kids, it's like not financially like once you got to start splitting things in 3s and
stupid.
4s.
Yeah, people ain't having that many kids. But if you go back, like it's like, yo, we was in here and it was my 5 brothers and 4 sisters.
That's all. That's just a society thing, bro.
Right.
Because eggs used to be 42 cents and milk used to be a quarter and shit like that. So you can have
Bigger
5, 6, 7 kids.
Yeah.
Now, when you go in the store, eggs is $4 and milk is
And the good eggs like $11.
Right.
I can't. This only gonna go so
I
far.
had these 2 kids.
And
cuz.
the what is it? The pay scale, it ain't increasing with the cost of living scale, so it don't make sense.
Right.
I think the population thing is a who the majority and minority thing too. A part of that.
In this country.
Yeah, in this country.
But no, I was talking about the world though.
You
That's
talking
the thing in the
about
world though.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that is the problem in this country.
Right.
Because a certain group is
Declining?
Right, and in other groups, the numbers are decreasing. I mean, are increasing.
Right.
So that's just this country.
Right, no, absolutely. But yeah, no, it's different, bro. It's big. Like really, when you look back, like, and it might have something to do with how we was just having a conversation about like women stay home and go to work, whatever. Like, if my wife gonna stay home and I'm gonna go to work, then like what I'm gonna be doing, putting babies in there. Like that's what we gonna be doing. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna put babies in there, and I'm gonna go back to work.
You know, I seen a post. I think my wife sent me this. She was like, "Yo, the grandma that walking around in that like nightgown like outfit or the little loose pajama little gowns.
That's over with.
She was popping out more kids than the women out here putting the pantyhose on.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah,
it was jumping off for the grandma more than it is for young shorty with the Victoria's Secret.
it's just
That's
a
a
fact.
I think it's
bro.
hilarious. Right?
No, that's the truth. That's definitely the truth. We want to lighten it up and talk about the genius math
Yeah,
kid.
yeah, that's about.
So how was he? 2?
Yeah, he's like 2.
He was a 2-year-old boy, and he was doing math problems with amazing efficiency
Yeah.
online.
Bro, he could barely speak.
He could barely speak, but he could do, was it multiplication and
Yeah.
addition?
Yeah, multiplication
Like he
addition.
could do it, but like that's sometimes like you always talk about just having like that outstanding talent and like discovering it early or like investing in your kids and putting in that work. Like I feel like that sometimes with Manny, like not like at that genius level, but Manny be impressing me, man, how he speaks sometimes, like sentence structure, words, vocabulary. And even like I put a calculator in Manny's hand recently because he was learning addition, and I was like, "Yo, this is how you check if you right." And I gave him a calculator. He played with the calculator like it's a Game Boy. Like he like, "Yo, Daddy, look how big this number is." Like he was like fascinated, you know what I'm saying? But that genius, man, and discovering that genius in your kid early, man, it's priceless, bro. And like even like the work ethic or like the interest in learning, like I try to keep that shit fun with Manny. Like yesterday, I was working. And I got all these change in my basement in like jars. I was like, "Yo, this is money. This is smaller than $1." And I told him what a quarter was worth, nickel, dime, penny.
Right.
And by the end of the day, he could tell you what they all were and how much they was worth. After like a little 15-minute little daddy lesson, teaching him about money. So now when he go in the store and it's like, "Yo, I want this bag of chips, Dad, that's $3.25," he might start equating what that look like in money.
Right.
So I just started them lessons, man. He be picking up stuff so damn quick. Like, you might.
I mean, you got to do that. You got to they like sponges, bro. You got
That's so impressive, man. I love to see black kids in particular, like really excel at like intellectual stuff more than like us just always being pushed to be athletes or entertainers. So like the fact that he wasn't dancing or he wasn't, playing a sport is like it always gives me a different type of joy.
Yeah, Lodge reads. My son reads exceptionally well.
It's amazing.
He in the 5th grade. He probably read at either 8th or 9th grade reading level. The words, he just, and I had this conversation with my mom. I'm like, "Mom, he reads way better than I did at his age."
Right.
And she like, "I don't think so." I know so. Because what he looking at, what he saying, how he coming back, I'm on the fence for that now.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, that is definitely a great feeling, bro. It just make you warm
Yeah,
inside.
where you think like kids be getting it from though? Like, it's just like you just be gifted. Cause like like I always tell you like like Dre could do like long division in his head. Like he been doing long division in his head since he could count for real.
That's crazy.
Like and like to the point where it's like he'll draw it out with his hand, but it's in his head, and like I'd be struggling doing it on paper.
It's just the access, bro. It's just the time. It's just we in the information. We as people taking so much information these days versus when we was kids. It's just the processing is just different.
Right.
It's just different.
That's deep. It made me feel like we was computers when you said that. You know what I mean? It's deep. Because I remember like having encyclopedias and stuff in the crib, bro.
Yeah, we had them Jones.
I remember Little Dre working the phone in his car seat. Like I have a mental memory of
Right.
Little Dre sitting in his car seat.
Dre always
On the
been
phone.
like it been like event like
Like that has been embedded in him since birth. It wasn't the same with us.
Right.
I didn't get my first cell phone till I was, I don't know,
all we used-
teenage. Exactly.
All you used to do is play Snake on that
Exactly.
joint.
My son had a phone since he was 6.
I'll take you one better. You know how like the TV was like entertainment for us? Like, yo, mommy put on a movie. She put on, Lion King, Shrek, something. You know what I mean? Put on a thing. My kids are not interested in the TV. The TV is not like this big, like, entertaining
Draw.
right. Even down to like my son has a Switch. I got a PlayStation in the house. My son don't really yearn to like be playing video games. He love the tablet. So I'm like, damn man, you want to watch a kid play a game? You want to watch a kid play with toys? You don't even want to play with toys. You
Right, they
you,
be
you
doing
get
that
more
all
out
the
of
time.
watching him play with his toys than playing with the same toys he got that I bought you. Same thing watching kids play video games. Like man, like I had to tell him one day, like, yo, it's cooler to play the video game, man. Like I got mad. Like I was like, yo, it's cooler to play the Switch, man. He like
Right.
it's cooler to control your man and get your own score versus like watching him get this high score.
Right.
But that's different. Like, when we came up, it was television, watching something on television, then it was the video game, then it was the handheld video games, and then we started getting into the phone, tablet era. They start off with tablet.
Do you think that teaches, like, even in that space, like, do you think that teaches a kid to be like more supportive and then like takes away the competitiveness?
I don't know. I just want them to experience it firsthand.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, how, like, if you watch somebody get a high score, but you kind of cheer it on, even though like it's in the screen, like you're not there with them, but you kind of like, oh, I want to see him get to the high score. You kind of cheering it on without actually cheering it on, versus like, we was on the sticks. Like I'm trying to stay on the sticks. Like I'ma beat him, pause, beat him, pause, all of that, but. I'm trying, like, it's competitive. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's more competitive fire than like I want to watch somebody play. Like, do that like make you more like coachable or more like?
I don't know, cause I've asked a kid like, why do you do this? Why do you watch? And they really told me, oh, it's to learn how to do it.
But then do they ever do it?
Right, but they don't ever do it. But the knowledge is still there. They just didn't achieve it the way we did. We did it by doing it and trying it.
Right.
They did it by just taking the information in externally. It's different.
It's the same way, like, people go to school to be mechanics, right?
Right.
Then you could go on YouTube and watch the do
Facts.
it yourself 10-minute
Facts.
video.
Facts.
Somebody that worked on hundreds of cars to get that
Knowledge that you just
that
get
you
into
abs-
the knowledge faster.
Facts.
Okay.
It's just a different way
like
to
you
take
said, a
the
processor, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
We're just downloading.
Like you're
That's a fact.
going direct to the source instead
Fact.
of going all the way around
Exactly.
to get to it. You're going.
But I wonder,
It's just a hands-on. We was in
hands-on learning.
exactly.
Right.
A whole bunch of like you go figure it out yourself versus like, here's this 5-minute video that'll teach you this whole degree in 5 minutes.
And that's
Right.
why we have these YouTube kids, these gamer kids that's rich.
Right.
Rich. These social media influencers, these kids, we don't know about kids that was rich when we was kids.
Right.
These kids is getting to the bag
yeah,
at
that's a
12,
fact.
13. The little boy Ryan, whatever,
Yeah,
Ryan
World with
reviews.
Ryan's World
He
with the
make
thing in stores.
$20-something million a year.
His toys in stores.
But opening toys and playing with them. Like, it's just different.
He's gonna have to pivot when he get older. What he gonna pivot to?
He gonna be all right, bro.
He may not have to do nothing else.
He's
the rest
not.
of his life.
He's not. He's
He
good.
might invest.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Once I get
be-
18, I'm just investing. Now
Yeah.
I got 100 million. I'm just. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
he good. He got way too much.
Right.
And then like it's residual because like he's older now, but the newer kids are still watching his older videos.
I was about to say, and all that YouTube money that
Yeah,
stay
it's
coming in.
residual. It's going to keep, it's like streams, bro.
Keep coming in.
It's the same thing. It's lit.
Yeah, we gotta figure out something in the children's space, bro. We in the wrong space talking to you adults.
That's a fact. Bro.
They got to figure out how to talk to the kids.
That's a fact.
We may not like the idea of talking directly to the kids. Maybe we have a product to sell to the parents for the kids, something else. But
Can't talk this.
No, we're not talking to the young boys.
All right, cool.
That's because we have morals. But if we wanted to get to the bag, that's what you're supposed to
You know,
do.
put a costume on and do some
Yo,
silly stuff.
come
and
on, guys.
turn into
Chill.
Blippy.
Come on, bro.
Bro, I had a whole beef with Blippy, man. I think it's creepy, bro. Because my thing is like, what happened when I meet you in real life and like you don't have the Blippy voice, and it's like, yo, you doing this to con all these kids?
Yeah, but what's it like? It was always an adult attached to something, bro. Like when you was watching like Blue's Clues, like wasn't nobody creeped out that Steve was on that joint.
Like when you run up on Steve, do he go burr, burr, burr? Like do he do it?
Like I don't know what he do.
Do he do the noise?
Nah, he
Does he do all the songs when he have a notebook? Like, you know what I mean? Do he do it?
no because he's just trying to get paid.
Yeah, man. Y'all is creeps, bro. I'm just hating, bro.
Yo, my man that got issue with all the adults that participate in the kids shows is crazy.
I'm just playing, but I'm jealous, bro. I wish I had
Yo,
I wish I came up with a creative platform that was that, cause you know.
right. We got this though, bro. This is gonna be it.
Yeah, we gonna always have new parents. People gonna grow up. Them kids are gonna grow up and have kids, right? Like we gonna always have.
I mean, not the way Aaron talking. If they stop producing, then
That's a fact.
We gonna force them to have them kids. That's crazy.
no,
That's a
absolutely.
fact. That's also
Yo,
a fact.
chill, cause we can't even talk about.
Nah.
I'm not saying I support it. I'm just acknowledging
Oh,
what
all
was said
right,
on the
cause
podcast.
cause as men, cause we cannot police women's bodies.
Yo, until next time. No, Ern, man, we want to thank you for coming on the pod,
Yeah,
man,
bro,
and always
appreciate
supporting
you.
us. Ern might be one of our biggest supporters, man. We ain't really get to it, but you know, we
And
we
our
do
PR guy,
and our PR guy, and
30
our
for 30,
close
Aaron.
friend.
Send him messages.
Definitely gotta hit Dre right after the pod. Like, bro, you cannot say that.
Facts, yeah.
You cannot say that.
Real rap. I be having
And
met.
Lou let you say that?
Yeah. He threw you right under the
Bro, the
bus.
accountability on. Listen, I had to come on the pod and say, you know, I'm responsible for Mike A. He's responsible for Mike B.
Listen,
You know what
I
I'm
be
saying?
having pushback too. I be like, bro, what you mean? Why I can't say that?
Then I gotta break it down.
Right, then you gotta-
Because this. And he be like, all right, you right.
All right, you're right. It makes sense.
See, Aaron has our best interest at his heart
Right.
as a
That's a
listener.
fact.
You know,
Mad
That's a
pushback
fact.
gonna get us canned.
no, this has been great, man. I appreciate having episodes.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do it again. Down.
Yes, sir.
All right, appreciate it.
All right,
Until
guys.
next time, y'all.
Until next time.
We out.
Join the More Than a Dad family by following us on Instagram, subscribing to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to join our Facebook group for daily questions, motivation, dad jokes, and new dad tips. If you enjoy our podcast, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Be sure to like, comment, and share our content with other parents. Last but not least, make sure you check out our new merch. The link is in the bio of our Instagram as well as the description of this YouTube video. We are truly grateful, and thanks for supporting More Than a Dad.
More than a dot, more than a dot.